Okay, so we are discussing about the term years purchase, YP we called it as generally. So years purchase is nothing but it is defined as the capital sum which is required to be invested in order to receive an annuity of rupees 1 at a certain rate of interest. What does it means? So years purchase is nothing but the capital sum, some amount we are going to invest. Okay, the amount which we are going to invest in order to receive the annuity of rupees 1 at a certain rate of interest. That means I am going to invest certain amount. Why I am going to invest certain amount? I am going to invest certain amount to get a benefit or to get a net annual income of rupees 1 at a certain rate of interest, at a certain rate of interest. Okay, so that is nothing but the years purchase. Please understand it very clear. If you are facing some problems, please let me know at this particular time, because there is compulsory question, that is theoretical as well as the problems on this particular part, years purchase. years purchase म्हणजे नेमकं काय, ते years purchase म्हणजे काय, तर आपण एक गुंतवणूक करतोय. ठीक आहे, वी आर गोइंग टू इन्व्हेस्ट सम अमाउंट. ओके, इट इज डिफाइंड एज द कॅपिटल सम विच इज रिक्वायर्ड टू बी इन्व्हेस्टेड. एक अमाऊंट आहे, ठोक अमाऊंट आहे. ठीक आहे, ती इन्व्हेस्ट करतोय मी, काही पैसे गुंतवतोय. कशासाठी गुंतवतोय? इन ऑर्डर टू रिसीव ए नेट अॅन्युअल इन्कम ऑफ रुपीज 1. मला ₹1 इन्कम मिळाला पाहिजे ॲट अ सर्टन रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. काहीतरी रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट वरती मला ॲन्युअल इन्कम जे असेल ॲट अ नेट अॅन्युअल विथ ॲन्युटी ऑफ रुपीज 1 मला काहीतरी अमाऊंट मिळाली पाहिजे परत, म्हणून मी गुंतवणूक करतोय. ठीक आहे, मग ही जी गुंतवणूक केलेली असते त्या गुंतवणुकीला म्हटलं जातं इयर्स परचेस. ओके, so years purchase is nothing but it is defined as the capital sum which is required to be invested in order to receive an annuity of rupees 1, or in order to receive a net annual income of rupees 1 at a certain rate of interest. काहीतरी दराने मला मला ₹1 काहीतरी इन्कम मिळतं, त्यासाठी मी जी गुंतवणूक करतोय त्या गुंतवणुकीला इयर्स परचेस असं म्हटलं जातं. Okay, example they have mentioned, for 4% interest per annum to get rupees 4, it requires 100 rupees to be deposited in the bank. Correct. Okay, to get rupees 1 per year, it will be required to deposit 1/4 of rupees 100, that is rupees 25. Okay, very simple example they have mentioned, so that for your understanding purpose, for 4% इंटरेस्ट पर ॲनम. ठीक आहे, सपोज एक बँक आहे आणि त्या बँकेमध्ये 4% रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट आहे. ठीक आहे, पर इयर किती आहे? 4%. मग जर मला ₹4 मिळवायचे असेल तर मला गुंतवणूक किती करावी लागेल? साधं सिंपल इक्वेशन आहे. मला जर ₹4 मिळवायचे असतील तर आय हॅव टू डिपॉझिट 100 रुपीज, कारण त्याचा रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट हा 4% आहे. ठीक आहे, इट इज व्हेरी सिम्पल. मग मला ₹4 मिळवण्यासाठी ₹100 गुंतवावे लागतात. तर मग मला ₹1 मिळवण्यासाठी किती रुपये गुंतवावे लागतील? 100च्या 4/4 भाग, दॅट इज नथिंग बट ₹25. एव्हरीवन गेटिंग? If you are having doubt, please raise your hands or you can unmute and you can talk. Okay, everyone getting? Please respond. Years purchase is what? Years purchase is nothing but the capital sum which we are going to invest. Okay, in order to receive an annuity of rupees 1 at a certain rate of interest. ठीक आहे, आपण काहीतरी मुद्देमाल किंवा काहीतरी गुंतवणूक करतोय. ही गुंतवणूक कशासाठी करतोय? तर मला I should get certain income at a rate of certain income of rupees 1 at certain rate of interest. ठीक आहे, मला कमीत कमी ₹1 मिळकत झाली पाहिजे काहीतरी दराने. ह्याच्यासाठी मी जी गुंतवणूक करत असतो, ठीक आहे, त्या गुंतवणुकीला म्हटलं जातं तुमचं इयर्स परचेस. ओके, याचं बेस्ट एक्झाम्पल त्यांनी दिलंय. सपोज एखादी बँक आहे, त्या बँकेचा रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट 4% आहे. ठीक आहे, मग जर मला ₹4 मिळवायचे असतील, ठीक आहे, तर मला किती रुपये गुंतवावे लागतील? तर ₹100 गुंतवावे लागतील, कारण त्या बँकेचा रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट 4% आहे. ठीक आहे, ₹100 मला ₹4 भेटतात. मग मला 1 रुपया जर मिळवायचा असेल तर किती रुपये गुंतवावे लागतील? इट्स क्वाइट व्हेरी सिंपल आन्सर आहे, 25 रुपीज आय हॅव टू इन्व्हेस्ट. ओके, 25 रुपीज आय हॅव टू इन्व्हेस्ट. मग इयर्स परचेस काय सांगता येईल? इट इज नथिंग बट डिफाइंड एज द कॅपिटल सम. इथे कॅपिटल सम किती रे? 25 रुपीज. दॅट इज टू बी इन्व्हेस्टेड इन ऑर्डर टू रिसीव्ह अन एन्युटी ऑफ ₹1. 1 रुपया मिळवण्यासाठी मला 25 रुपये गुंतवावे लागणार आहेत. मग ही जी कॅपिटल सम असणार आहे 25 रुपये, दॅट इज नथिंग बट माय इयर्स परचेस. ही इयर्स परचेस जी असते, प्लीज एनीवन इज हॅव्हिंग डिफिकल्टी प्लीज लेट मी नो. ही जे इयर्स परचेस आहे इट इज ऑफ 2 कॅटेगरीज, सिंगल रेट अँड ड्युअल रेट. ओके, ज्याला म्हटलं जातं. सो इयर्स परचेस फॉर द सिंगल रेट. हॅलो, एनीवन? If anyone is having doubt, please let me know well in advance. Some voice I have here. If you are having any doubt, please let me know. You can put it in the chat box or you can unmute and you can talk. Everyone is getting? काय चाललंय समजते सर्वांना? Okay, I hope everyone is getting this. So years purchase it is of 2 types, single rate and dual rate. Okay, now years purchase generally if the span is that is for perpetual, what can I say, time. Okay, the permanent असेल, in that case how to calculate this years purchase? Years purchase is nothing but calculated as 100 divided by rate of interest. How it is calculated? 100 divided by rate of interest. And generally small I, that notation we are going to use, that is for the rate of interest. Okay, so for 5% of interest, so 100 divided by 5, that is 20 rupees I have to invest. Okay, for 6% rate of interest I have to invest 16 rupees and 67 paisa. Okay, 16 rupees and 67 paisa. Next, yes, annuity. Now in the previous definition also you have gone through this term. What is annuity? Okay, in order to receive an annuity of ₹1 at a certain rate of interest. Now what is that annuity? We will discuss. Now that annuity is nothing but the annual periodic payments. Annual periodic payments for the repayments of the capital amount invested by a party. As I said earlier, annuity is nothing but net rate of income. Okay, some income we are expecting, and at what rate we are expecting, and that is we are expecting a net annual income of ₹1. ठीक आहे, कमीत कमी 1 रुपया तरी मला इन्कम असलं पाहिजे माझ्या गुंतवणुकीवरती. म्हणजे जर मी 100 रुपये गुंतवलेत, ठीक आहे, तर ते 100 रुपये आणि रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट जर 1% असेल तर मला 1 रुपया म्हणजे मला 100 वरती 1 रुपया हा बोनस मिळालाच पाहिजे रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट नुसार. ठीक आहे, तर मग हे annuity is what? Annuity is nothing but annual periodic payments for the repayments of the capital amount invested by the party. Okay, so annuity is either paid at the beginning or at the end of each period of the installment. Generally annuity ही सुरुवातीला किंवा तुमच्या दरवर्षी अशा प्रकारे सुद्धा भरता येत असते तुम्हाला. ठीक आहे, अजून डिटेल मध्ये जाऊया annuity बद्दल in the next session. So in case of the life of the properties, if it is anticipated to be this short, and to account the accumulation of the sinking fund and interest on the income of the property, the year's purchase is suitably reduced. Okay, now whatever the formula that you have learned, just a minute, here I will use the pointer. Yes, this formula years purchase, it is nothing but for the perpetual time. Okay, एका निरंतर काळासाठी सिंगल परचेस ज्याला म्हणूया आपण. ठीक आहे, that we called it as for calculating the years purchase formula is like this. Okay, that is years purchase equals to 100 divided by I. small I, where I is nothing but rate of interest. Now years purchase, here you can see the different formula, 1 divided by I plus SC, 1 divided by I plus SC. Now this particular formula is for the short duration. Basically we are having the problem on this particular part, years purchase for the shorter duration. Okay, that is for limited duration we can say. Now years purchase equals to 1 divided by I plus SC, where I is nothing but rate of interest and SC is nothing but sinking, where S is nothing but the sinking fund to replace rupees 1 at the end of given period. Okay, S stands for the sinking fund. Okay, I stand for the rate of interest on the original cost basically, and SC stands for the rate of interest on the sinking fund. Okay, rate of interest on the sinking fund. Now what is this sinking fund? Now this terminology we are going to learn in this particular part. What is sinking fund actually? Now sinking fund is nothing but that fund which is generally accumulated by the ways of annual deposit for the replacement of building or the structure at the end of its useful life. This term as the sinking fund. Okay, now very in simple words I will explain this particular terminology. Sinking fund is nothing but that amount which the owner is going to keep aside, which the owner is going to keep aside for the repair, for the maintenance of his structure, or if the contract ends, so he can take or he can buy a new property, maybe on lease or maybe by his own. So whatever the amount which he is going to keep aside from his gross income, we called it as a sinking fund. आपल्या सोप्या बोली भाषेत बोलायचं झालं, सिंकिंग फंड म्हणजे तुमच्या घरामध्ये जी बचत केली जाते तुमच्या पगारातून. ठीक आहे, दर महिन्याला तुम्ही पैसे साचवत असता. ठीक आहे, मग हे जे पैसे कशासाठी साचवत असता? कारण भविष्यामध्ये तुम्हाला काहीतरी खरेदी करायचं आहे, काहीतरी इन्व्हेस्टमेंट करायची असते त्या साचवलेल्या पैशातून. ठीक आहे, सपोज तुम्ही किराणा दुकान आहे, किराणा दुकान भाडे तत्वावरती घेतलंय, तुमचं दररोज जे काही इन्कम होतंय, दररोज माझा 1000 रुपये इन्कम होत आहे सगळं एक्सपेंडिचर सोडून, तर 1000 मी दररोज 200 रुपये मी बाजूला काढून ठेवतो. का बाजूला काढून ठेवतोय? कारण ॲट दी एंड ऑफ दिस मंथ 30 दिवसानंतर मला या दुकानाचं भाडं द्यायचंय. हे भाडं मी कशातून देणार आहे? तर माझी दररोजची जी काही मिळकत आहे, मिळकतीतला काही वाटा मी बाजूला काढून ठेवतोय. मग तो भाडे देण्यासाठी असावा किंवा भविष्यात काहीतरी मोठी गुंतवणूक तुम्हाला करायची, काहीतरी नवीन परचेस करायचं, तुम्हाला आता सॅलरी चांगली झाली, तुम्ही पैसे साचवताय, तुम्हाला 4 व्हीलर घ्यायची आहे. 4 व्हीलर घेण्यासाठी पैसा लागतो. मग पैसा कसा तुम्ही उभा करणार आहात? तर तुमच्या सॅलरीमधून काहीतरी अमाऊंट तुम्ही दर महिन्याला तुम्ही बाजूला काढून ठेवलेली असेल. ठीक आहे, गुल्लक तयार करताना तुम्ही घरामध्ये पैसे साचवण्यासाठी. ठीक आहे, दॅट इज नथिंग बट द सिंकिंग फंड. सोप्या भाषेत बोलायचं झालं तर, सो सिंकिंग फंड इज नथिंग बट दॅट अमाऊंट which the owner is going to keep aside. For what purpose he is going to keep aside? For the repair, for the maintenance, or for buying, for selling, any purpose of his property. Okay, so that whatever the amount which he kept aside from his income, total income, that amount we called it as generally sinking fund. त्याला म्हटलं जातं sinking fund. मग आता sinking fund कसे find out करत असतात? What is the formula to determine this sinking fund? So sinking fund may be found out by using the formula I equals to SI plus SI divided by 1 plus I bracket raised to n minus 1, where S is nothing but the total amount of sinking fund to be accumulated, and n is nothing but number of years required to accumulate sinking fund. म्हणजे किती वर्षांसाठी तुम्ही हे पैसे साचवताय. ठीक आहे, 1 वर्ष साचवताय, 2 वर्ष साचवताय, 5 वर्ष साचवताय. I is nothing but your rate of interest, and that capital I is nothing but annual installment requirement. Okay, so by using that formula you can calculate the sinking fund value. Okay, problems we are going to discuss, but we are going to discuss the problems afterwards. So at the time of discussion of the problems also we are going to repeat this theory part, formulas and theory part once again. I hope sinking fund everyone got this. Sinking fund म्हणजे काहीच नाही, बचत तुमच्या घरात तुम्ही जी करत असता. ठीक आहे, तुमची आई पैसे साचवत असते, तुमचे फॅमिली मेंबर्स पैसे साचवत असतात, तुम्ही स्वतः पैसे साचवत असतात. आता भविष्यामध्ये काहीतरी गुंतवणूक करायची आहे, काय प्लॉट घ्यायचा आहे, घर घ्यायचं आहे, गाडी घ्यायची आहे, किंवा घर भाडं द्यायचं आहे, जे काय असेल तुमचा बेसिक पर्पज, त्यासाठी जी बचत करता त्या बचतीला सिंकिंग फंड असं म्हटलं जातं. ठीक आहे. एनीवन इज हॅव्हिंग एनी डाऊट in this particular part? Please let me know if you are having any doubt in this particular part. If no doubt, we will proceed further. समजलंय सर्वांना? Please respond. I expect 1 or 2 responses quickly. In the chat box also you can give me the response. Please respond whether you are getting or not. Please respond me. Sinking fund म्हणजे काय समजलंय सर्वांना? You can respond me in the chat box also. I am waiting for your response. You can respond me in the chat box also. Pranali, Pramod, Ashish, Praveen, Aishwarya, Sakib, Suraj, then I forgot these names. Shivani, Wagmare, Rohini, Mahesh, Bharti, ज्ञानेश्वर, संतोष, रणजित. समजलंय काय सिंकिंग फंड म्हणजे काय आहे? महत्वाचा पार्ट आहे. इयर्स परचेस म्हणजे काय? रिस्पॉन्ड मी. कपिल, आमिर, संजीवनी, साजन, अजिंक्य. रिस्पॉन्ड मी क्विकली. Any doubt? काही शंका? You can unmute or you can talk or you can put it in the chat box also. But respond me quickly. No one is responding. Okay, that means everyone is understanding. or everyone has kept their mobile aside just by logging in? Is it the picture? Okay, we'll proceed further. Next theoretical part that we are going to discuss, we called it as the depreciation. Now, what is depreciation? Now, the basically depreciation is nothing but loss in the value of the property due to the structural deterioration, uh, use, then wear and tear, decay and obsolescence. Okay, so depreciation is nothing but loss in the value of the property due to its wear and tear basically. म्हणजे एखादी इमारत ही खूप जुनी झाली तर ती इमारतची किंमत ही खूप कमी होऊन जाते. कशामुळे कमी होऊन जाते? बिकॉज ऑफ द डिटोरिएशन, विअर अँड टिअर. त्या इमारतीची झीज झालेली आहे, ती इमारत खूप जुनी झालेली आहे. ठीक आहे, पेंट उडलाय, प्लास्टर उडलंय, सगळं काय खराब झालेलं आहे. तर अशी जुनी इमारत झाली असेल तर त्याची व्हॅल्यू काय होणार आहे? देअर इज लॉस इन द व्हॅल्यू ऑफ द प्रॉपर्टी. बिकॉज ऑफ व्हॉट? बिकॉज ऑफ द डिप्रिशिएशन. So depreciation is nothing but loss in the value of the property due to the structural deterioration, use, then wear and tear and obsolescence. The general annual decrease in the value of the property is known as annual depreciation. Okay, general annual decrease in the value of the property. दरवर्षी तुमच्या प्रॉपर्टी मध्ये किती डिक्रीमेंट होते? ठीक आहे, किती कमी होती व्हॅल्यू? So that is nothing but the annual depreciation. Usually the percentage rate of depreciation is less at the beginning and generally it increases during the latter years. So as the building gets older day by day, your depreciation is going to happen in the more extent. Okay, so the percentage of rate of depreciation is generally less at the beginning and it is going to be increased at the latter years. Okay, now what are the different methods of calculating this depreciation? Now again in your university examination, now this part belongs to chapter number 8. Okay, last chapter. So basically methods of calculation of the depreciations, there are four methods to calculate the depreciation. First method we called it as the straight line method. Second method we called it as constant percentage method. Okay, or it is also called as declining balance method. Okay, in your examination you may get this particular word. Another method for another name for constant percentage method is your declining balance method. Third one is your sinking fund method. Fourth one is your quantity survey method. So in all these methods, it is necessary to decide the economic and effective life of the property. Okay, so let's begin with this part one by one. We are going to start the discussion of each and every method. First method that we are going to start is nothing but straight line method. Now please remember, on each and every method you will have the problems. Okay, you need to solve the problem maybe for 4 to 8 marks weightage. Sorry, 6 to 12 marks weightage will be there. Okay, because you in your university examination, if your theory exams are going to happen in future, let's hope for the best, then you will have question number 9 and that is compulsory and that is for 12 marks. Okay, in your 70 marks question paper ESE examination, the last question will be for 12 marks. Question number, basically question number 2 and question number 9 are compulsory. Question number 2 belongs to our quantity estimation. एक प्लॅन दिलेला असतो त्याच्या क्वांटिटीज फाइंड आउट करायचे असतात. 12 मार्काला प्रश्न येतो तो. ठीक आहे, कंपल्सरी. अँड क्वेश्चन नंबर 9 जो तुमच्या व्हॅल्युएशन वरती असतो and that is again compulsory question, and in this question number 9 definitely mandatory you will have one problem, 1 to 2 problems. 3 पैकी 2 सोडवायचे असतात, 6 मार्काला असतात. At least you will have one problem on the any on this valuation methods. ठीक आहे, जो चॅप्टर नंबर 7 आणि 8 आहे यावरती कुठला तरी एक प्रॉब्लेम विचारला जातो. एक प्रॉब्लेम क्वेश्चन नंबर 9 जो असतो त्याचं स्वरूप अशा पद्धतीने असतं. एक प्रॉब्लेम हा मेथड्स ऑफ व्हॅल्युएशन वरती असतो ठीक आहे. रेंटल मेथड ऑफ व्हॅल्युएशन वरती मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स तीच मेथड विचारली जाते. आणि एक प्रॉब्लेम हा तुमचा कॅल्क्युलेशन ऑफ डिप्रिशिएशन. हे डिप्रिशिएशन कसं कॅल्क्युलेट करतात, या जे 4 मेथड्स आपण डिस्कस केले ना, स्ट्रेट लाईन मेथड, डिक्लाइनिंग बॅलन्स मेथड, कॉन्स्टंट पर्सेंट और सिंकिंग फंड मेथड, ठीक आहे, आणि क्वांटिटी सर्वे मेथड. तर ह्या 4 मेथड्स पैकी एका मेथडवरती प्रॉब्लेम विचारला जातो. बेसिकली they will ask you the problem on sinking fund or the constant percentage. या दोन पैकी एका मेथड वरती विचारला जातो 90%, because straight line and the quantity survey methods are very simple. Okay, so ही गोष्ट लक्षात ठेवा. If the theory examinations are going to happen, your college resumes, everything is work fine, then definitely you will meet with the problems. Okay, so as far as this part is considered, let's come back to the point. Straight line method, first method to calculate the depreciation. Uh, in this method, it is assumed that the property loses its value by the same amount every year. So the property is going to lose the value, but the amount is same every year. A fixed amount of the original cost is deducted every year, so that at the end of its utility period, only the scrap value is left. Okay. So how to calculate the depreciation using straight line method? The formula: annual depreciation, denoted by the notation capital D. Annual depreciation D equals to original cost, it is indicated by the notation C, minus into bracket here scrap value divided by life of that life in particular year. So this formula you have to use, very simple formula to remember. Depreciation, annual depreciation in straight line method, using straight line method, it is calculated as original cost minus scrap value divided by life in years. Okay, so where C is nothing but original cost, S is nothing but scrap value, N is nothing but number life of the property in the years, and D is nothing but the your annual depreciation. Okay, so in this way you can calculate the depreciation using straight line method. Now the second method, we are going to discuss the problems again, huh? Don't worry about that. Or shall we discuss the problems also at the same time along with the theory, so that there will be not that much confusion to you. I will share one new screen. Please give me some time so that we can go with this straight line method and other parameters. This book again I have shared with everyone, QSP book. Okay, I have downloaded from the internet, so it's a good book to refer. Types of lease we have gone through, na? Building lease, occupation lease. Already we have gone through that. Freehold and leasehold property again we have completed. we are interested in sinking fund, outgoings and everything. Standard fixation of rent. Yes, depreciation method of valuation. Yes, purchase also we have completed. Definition of sinking fund also we have completed. Theoretical part again we are going to discuss. Market value, rent restriction, and purpose of valuation. Okay, okay, we are there. Gross income, outgoings we have completed. Yes, okay, chalo. So page number 586. There you can see sinking fund and depreciation. Someone's mic is on. Okay, but first we will discuss the example of sinking fund, and then we will proceed towards the your methods of depreciations, that is straight line methods and all that. So as we have discussed in the session, that is sinking fund is nothing but the amount which we kept aside um, from our total gross income, and that is utilized for the repair, maintenance, purchasing, or any other purpose. Okay, that amount we called it as nothing but the sinking fund. Okay, now how to calculate this sinking fund? So the formula we have discussed for the sinking fund, installment required, annual installment required, I equals to SI divided by 1 plus I bracket raised to n minus 1. Okay, so one example I just want to share with everyone. So example number 1, an owner has installed an air cooler in a building at a cost of rupees 8,000. Okay, an owner installed an air cooler in a building at a cost of rupees 8,000. If the life of the air cooler is 18 years, calculate the amount which he should set aside or he should kept aside annually as a sinking fund, to accumulate the above cost at 5% compound interest. To accumulate the above cost at a 5% compound interest. ओके, म्हणजे एक ऑनर आहे की ज्यानं 8,000 रुपये गुंतवणूक करून एक एअर कूलर एका बिल्डिंग मध्ये बसवलाय. ठीक आहे, त्या एअर कूलरची लाईफ 18 वर्ष आहे. एअर कूलरची लाईफ 18 वर्ष आहे. मग त्या ऑनरने किती अमाऊंट ही बाजूला काढून ठेवली पाहिजे टू अक्युमुलेट ए 5% at the above cost at 5% कंपाऊंड इंटरेस्ट. त्यानं किती अमाऊंट बाजूला, किती मिळकत जी काय त्याचं इन्कम होत आहे त्या इन्कम पासून त्यानं किती अमाऊंट बाजूला ठेवली पाहिजे. ठीक आहे, that the simple question is there. So annual sinking fund installment, that installment requirement, what is the formula? I equals to SI divided by 1 plus I bracket raised to n minus 1, where I is nothing but the rate of interest, n is nothing but the life of the year, okay, s is nothing but the whatever this total amount that you have invested. Okay, so if you put the values in the formula, s into I, s is 8,000 rupees, that is the investment that you have done, multiplied by I is nothing but rate of interest that is given as 5%. So 8,000 multiplied by 5% divided by 1 plus I is again 5%, that is 0.05, bracket raised to n minus 1. So n is how much? The life of the cooler is given as 18 years. So 18 minus 1. Okay, 18 minus 1. Okay, so if you solve this equation, you will get the value as rupees 284 rupees. Okay, so therefore the owner should set, or owner should keep an amount of rupees 284 rupees annually and invest the same at 5% compound interest for a period of 18 years. Okay, so less than 1 minute is left to conclude this session. So if the session ends within few seconds, please rejoin the session using the same link.